we have been tricked. I said back then the movement started, right? And like right now, there's a movement start right now. Back then in the '60s, when this movement started, or after the brutal murder of Emmett Till, one of the things, as they say, jump started the movement. It was not called the civil rights movement. It, if it would have been called anything, it would have been called the Black Rights Movement. So that means the message got hijacked. Someone else said civil rights. Someone else put in civil rights. Like right now, we are the jump start of another murder of our kinfolk, our relatives out here in these streets, done by the Roman office, the Roman guard. If you understand who they work for, they're not law enforcement, they're policy enforcers for the corporate state. That's why they call police man. Otherwise, they would be called a lawman, but they don't enforce constitutional law. So when they gave you now this defund the police mess, and that's the defund the police movement, um, when it was about the death of another one of our kinfolks, of the many that have been. Why jumpstart? Why was this the jumpstart? You need 8 minutes and 46 seconds, which I have to tell everyone I have yet to look at, and I won't look at, because I know that's a mental thing put in the back of my mind for it to stay there. And if I don't put it there, it doesn't exist. I acknowledge the deaths, the murders of our kinfolk, but I think about all the other ones. What happened to why our children, from a Tamir Rice to a Trayvon Martin? Why our children didn't jumpstart this? We have a a male George Zimmerman's walking around these streets right now. If black people are so violent, why are we letting him live? Like, that don't make sense. We gangster, right? Wrong. We're not. Civil rights movement hijacked. It was not civil rights. It was rights. Should have been constitutional rights. You had them. They was there the whole time. You didn't need civil. You just need to stand on the Constitution. Defund the police. Now that's nothing that we ever came up with. That's nothing that we desire, to have a defunding of the police. No more supports that. We are the law enforcement. We understand you got to have what you got to have because you create a society to have this. So to take it away, they're going to replace it with something worse. There's not going to be anything better. It's going to be something worse. They're going to categorize you something else, just like they did with the movement. You was colored, then you went to black. Then from that, you went to African American. Now for some reason, you want to be POC, people of color. I don't know. You don't know what to call yourselves because you don't know who you are. And like I was telling my mom, like, a lot of this stuff is, I told her, I said, she watched the funeral and she said she cried for George Floyd. And it hurt my heart that my mother watched it. She's a 70-some-year-old woman. She needs to be enjoying her life right now. Her golden years with my father. She don't need to be watching that on TV. But she stays abreast about everything. My family always has. Why I turned out to be how I am. But I said, Mom, that thing brainwashed you. And that's another war that we're always under. We're always under an informational war, a brain war of what goes in or what we keep out. And the only reason I'm even bringing this up, but to understand, like, when we didn't vote prior to the movement, and I asked my mother, when was it bad? All the things that we had. You had most homes had a man and a woman. Most over 50%. Most black or more families, so people that call themselves black, We're business owners. They keep bringing out that Tulsa um, thing that happened to that Black Wall Street. Um, the international business that they were about to do abroad, they never bring up. You don't understand that the integration was not even anything that we even asked for. They changed it again. We wanted to vote. We just want to be a quote unquote a part of society, but not realizing we already had a society. We already had a society. We already had a community. We owned them. We owned most of it. We had so many of us was landowners. They end up selling it. We don't see the value of everything that we are, that we had. But someone had to tell us it was so bad. And I had to ask my mom, like, well, when was it bad? You lived through it. This is bad. Because our information is so false. We don't ever get the truth. We don't ever get what was really meant. We get another story. We get his story. We don't get our story. And I just wanted to say this to anyone that can hear me, anyone that's listening. There's a war going on, a lot of them at the same time. A lot of information coming right at your spirit. And for us, for our souls, and anyone knows about the spirit and the soul, understand that's one is from earth and one is from another place. So we have to connect to our senses to follow our gut instincts. If it don't feel good in your solar plexus, in your fourth chakra, then something's wrong. You're being lied to. You got to trust how you feel inside right now, because it's going to be very rare that you actually going to be told or given the facts. You might not be told the truth. You might be given the facts, but they're not going to match up. And so you're not going to know what to believe. Facts don't need to be argued about. I don't need to believe in a fact. It still exists whether I believe in it or not. You have to understand. So be more aware, play chess, not checkers. And the only reason I asked my mother that question, because I know that we have been tricked and we keep getting tricked over and over again. They're not talking about the stock market that's going on right now. They're not educated. And as much as we want to be money getters and successful people, our people lack of knowledge of the economy, the lack of knowledge of the stock market. We need to change that, like right now, and understand that I don't know how they're going to play this out for y'all. I knew this year was going to be tumultuous in a lot of levels. I knew it was going to be devastating. The numbers, they're not completely honest about, but understand it is massive. The type of global stoppage of the economy and the hurt that is just about to begin. Even though we're 4 months in, it's only June, about to be July, August, September, October, November, and those know what that means. Them JSON months. You're about to see some things, so be prepared. Safeguard yourselves and your family. Be wise. Understand that the war is on. Your lack of knowledge may get you and your family out of here. Your lack of it. It's in the Bible. Those that seek knowledge seek the Most High. Those that deny Him. So I don't deny, and I speak of the Bible because I understand what that is. Even though I'm a Moor and I'm a Muslim, I understand our people gave this world everything. So I don't deny anything, any knowledge. We gave it all, and I overstand it. Um, but the lack of knowledge right now can really get some people in trouble and get some people hurt. And I send out positive energy to all, but understand that you've been tricked so many times, and this is another trick. And some of the what we're supposed to do? I'm supposed to vote with it. Well, according to the Constitution, African descendants can't be citizens, and according to the case of Dred Scott versus Sanford, 1854, 1857, according to Chief Justice Roger Taney, African descendants, whether free or enslaved, cannot be, were not to be made citizens. We have been told that we fought so hard to be a part of this society. Which society do you want to be a part of? America or the United States? They are not the same. One belongs to another. One was created out of another. Of means possession. So something belongs to somebody else. But we, as Moors, can't be, we recognize we have our own. And once upon a time, I'm trying to tell you, black folk, you had your own. You have been tricked to commingle, cohabitate, to take what you have and what you've always had. Greatness. That's what gods do. They create, give them nothing, and they still will produce the most amazing things. So start being tricked and educate yourself. Because right now, you have been attacked and you will be continue to be attacked from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep every day. Islam.